Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. This is a difficult episode of Ignition Time for me to record because some news is challenging to report. I can report to you that unemployment benefits were prematurely cut off for 300,000 of our fellow Americans during the pandemic. Individuals who desperately needed the money to put food on the table, to be able to make rent, to keep the lights on. Individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment and hospitality who had in many cases lost their jobs permanently. Individuals who were struggling to overcome the cycle of poverty had their unemployment benefits prematurely taken away from them. 300,000 such individuals are suffering. In this episode of Ignition Time, I'll tell you exactly why this happened, what the circumstances are. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you learned something new from this video, please do me a favor. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Let's just jump right in. So before I jump in, everyone, I want our viewers and subscribers to know that every state has what's called as an insured unemployment rate. So basically an insured unemployment rate, when that exceeds 5%, states generally tend to pay extra weeks of unemployment benefits because states have a version of the automatic stabilizer already built in. But here's the problem. This metric does not accurately reflect long-term unemployment, individuals who've been unemployed for 6 months or more, for a year or more. And this is why many 300,000 of our fellow Americans slipped through the cracks and their unemployment benefits ended prematurely. I'll dig deeper and give you all the specific details right now. Here's an article on your screen from the California Policy Labs, and as you can see, the headline reads, "Why extended unemployment benefits were turned off prematurely for 300,000 individuals," folks, in 33 states across the country. This isn't a problem that's affecting one state like a California or a New York or a Florida. This problem impacted 33 states across the country, and this tells us how broken the unemployment benefit system is and how much it is in desperate need to be completely revamped, to be completely redone so that it can help those who need help the most during the next economic crisis. So why is this problem happening? Let me break down why this problem is happening, and then I'll show you on a map how this problem is affecting different states across the country. So depending on where you live, this may or may not be impacting you. Make sure you watch this video all the way through to the end. I'll quote directly from the CNBC article, and I'll also provide you with a link to the article in the description section below. This is due to the way many states account for unemployed workers, which has understated the severity of the recession. State unemployment systems have an automatic mechanism that pays additional aid to the long-term unemployed during periods of mass joblessness. These extended benefit programs, by the way, these are programs from the state. So let's not confuse them with the PEUC program and all the other programs that have been implemented by the federal government since the start of the pandemic. These extended benefit programs can provide up to 20 weeks of additional aid on top of the typical 6 months of regular state unemployment benefits. Now I say typical, but each state is a little different. So here's the problem. A faulty design has led 33 states to end their extended benefits program since the fall of 2020, even as long-term unemployment continued to go up. Here's a comment from the 4 authors of the report from the California Policy Lab. The pandemic has exposed flaws in how these triggers are currently designed, which has led to the removal of automatic aid in many states when their workers are experiencing rising unemployment situations. So folks, what is the technicality here? And this is such a technicality that it honestly makes me a little bit frustrated just to report it. Let's get to the technicality. Most states offer extended benefits when the insured unemployment rate exceeds 5%. Now, all states except South Dakota paid these benefits at some point during the pandemic. Now, here's the important phrase, insured unemployment rate. And now let's get to the problem. The insured unemployment rate only counts our fellow Americans who are receiving regular state unemployment insurance. Okay, I'll repeat that. The insured unemployment rate only includes Americans receiving regular state unemployment. It does not count, and this is the problem, it does not count long-term unemployed workers who are getting aid via the different extensions that were instituted as a result of the actions of the federal government, like the extended benefits program, or it doesn't even include federal programs that were created by the CARES Act. This means that the insured unemployment rate can, according to the California Policy Labs, overstate improvements in labor market conditions. In other words, the insured unemployment rate presents a rosy picture and does not present the true picture of unemployment benefits. In short, if you're long-term unemployed, you should be included in the insured unemployment rate, but you're not. This means that individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality, individuals who've lost their jobs permanently, are not counted in the insured unemployment rate. And because of that, the insured unemployment rate falls below 5%. And because of that, the extended benefit programs, which are designed to help those who need help the most and which should kick in, are not kicking in. And this leaves individuals, well over 300,000 individuals, 315,000 to be exact, in 33 states across the country, not receiving those extended benefits. In fact, folks, there are specific states like Alabama, Maryland, Minnesota, Ohio, South Carolina, and Virginia. A large share of workers, roughly 20% to 30% of workers who are on unemployment benefits, lost aid once these programs ended, according to the California Policy Lab. Just unbelievable. Just 16 states were paying out these benefits based on the recent data as of March 27th, according to data from the US Department of Labor. And folks, what is really horrific is that 1 in every 4 unemployed workers right now have been jobless for at least 1 year. In other words, they are long-term unemployed, but depending on the way their state calculates the insured unemployment rate, these individuals fell through the cracks because the insured unemployment rate was under 5%, and therefore the state essentially did not have to do the extended benefits program and did away with it. Folks, this is a flawed design in the system. Here's a quote from the California Policy Labs article. While several unique aspects of the pandemic have exacerbated the issue, made things worse, including high rates of long-term unemployment, higher propensity for the unemployed to claim benefits, and high utilization of extended benefit programs, which is what we're talking about here. This design issue hinders the ability of the unemployment insurance system to respond to any severe downturn. In other words, the way the system is designed and the way the insured unemployment rate is calculated is incorrect. In fact, it leaves out those who are the most vulnerable, who need the most help. In other words, those who are long-term unemployed. In fact, let's go back to the article of the California Policy Lab and let me show you this chart on your screen, this map, if you will, of our country. Workers in 33 states and territories have seen their extended unemployment benefits cut short due to the insured unemployment rate measure excluding claimants on extension programs. In other words, the individuals who need help the most are not included in the insured unemployment rate, which means their benefits are taken away from them. Just some horrific data here. Let's start all the way on the West Coast and let's take a look at the state of Washington. You'll see that Washington is currently ineligible for extended benefits. If the insured unemployment rate included extension claimants, extended benefits would have been available to workers in the state of Washington for an additional 2 weeks and counting. And the state's current insured unemployment rate is 4.62%. Just incredible, folks. So take a look at all the states in the red color and let's move from the West Coast over to the East Coast and actually show you the impact on different states because of the reduction in insured unemployment benefits. So as we go from left to right on this map right now, you'll see that each state has an insured unemployment rate that is under 5%. If the insured unemployment rate is under 5%, and by the way, in 33 of these states that you see on your screen in red, the insured unemployment rate is under 5%. Which by extension means that individuals in those states who are long-term unemployed are now left out of the system that was designed to help them in a moment of crisis. These individuals are still unemployed, okay? But, and this is the tragedy, they are not included in the calculation of the insured unemployment rate, which again, when it drops down below 5%, means that the extended benefit programs are not available to residents in that state. This means that if you've been unemployed for 6 months or more, if you've been unemployed for several months, now you are not, you're not a part of the insured unemployment rate, which means that the extended benefit program provided by the state is taken away. Now, the other federal programs are still available. I'm specifically talking about the extended benefit programs provided directly by different states that were in place prior to the pandemic. The CARES Act, the American Rescue Plan, and everything else that has been done by the federal government is helping. But this flawed design, if you will, takes away the state instituted extended benefit programs from those who need help the most, as you can see as we scroll through this chart from left to right, from the West Coast to the East Coast. Now let's take a look at another chart that shows you the state level impacts of the insured unemployment rate design. You'll see that in Alabama, 11 weeks of extended benefits were lost due to the flawed design of the IUR. In South Carolina, 15 weeks were lost. In Mississippi, 14 weeks were lost. Minnesota, 14 weeks were lost. In Ohio, 13 weeks of benefits were lost to individuals who needed help the most because of the flawed design of the insured unemployment rate, also known as the IUR that you see on your screen right now. Let's take a look at another chart on your screen demonstrating that the extended benefits turned off in the state of Minnesota as the share of workers claiming unemployment increased. Now think about this for a second. More people coming on unemployment, but because more people were transitioning to long-term unemployment, the IUR reduced and therefore the extended benefit programs turned off. Just mind-blowing when you actually think about this. So as more individuals in Minnesota transition from regular UI to the PEUC program, which is the federal program instituted under the CARES Act and extended by the American Rescue Plan, the official IUR measure fell dramatically. Once the official IUR measure fell below the 5% threshold, which is the red line that you see, that's a 5% threshold, extended benefit programs triggered off shortly thereafter. If the IUR rate had included claimants on these extended programs, extended benefits would not yet have been triggered in that state, in the state of Minnesota. So the extended benefit programs in the state of Minnesota officially ended on the 19th of December. Now let's take a look at Virginia. In the state of Virginia, extended benefits triggered off 8 weeks earlier than they would have if the IUR included individuals on the extension programs. Folks, by now you know my opinion about this. The IUR should have included individuals on extension programs, but because it does not, and you'll see the IUR threshold there of 5%. As more Virginians transition from regular UI to PEUC, just like it was earlier with Minnesota, the official IUR rate fell dramatically, and once it fell below 5%, once that measure fell below 5%, extended benefit programs were essentially turned off in the state of Virginia. So in Virginia, the IUR rate fell below 5%, and therefore the extended benefit programs officially turned off in Virginia on the 21st of November last year. And by the way, if the IUR rate had been calculated correctly, EB programs would not have triggered off or would not have been switched off until the 10th of January, which would have meant an extra 8 weeks of unemployment benefits. Folks, all these flawed designs have led to more than 300,000 of our fellow Americans not receiving benefits in 33 states across the country. So that's it, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Folks, each state is different. I encourage you to check out the links in the description and research this for yourself and talk to your lawmakers and say, hey, why is the faulty design of the insured unemployment rate, why is the incorrect calculation of the IUR resulting in less unemployment benefits to those who are on long-term unemployment? I encourage you to watch this video again so you really understand this topic. Also check out the links in the description section below, and then talk to your lawmakers and tell them that the calculation for the IUR rate is incorrect. You do have a voice. Thank you so much for watching. A lot of hard work goes into preparing these videos, showing you all the charts on your screen, all the dynamic elements of all the charts that you see. I would really appreciate it if you take a second of your time to please click the like button, to subscribe, to enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.